Hollywood.
Coming up in our next hour of Good Morning Northwest, KitCom 911 is searching for dispatchers as they're facing a shortage of workers for this critical job. And while public defenders' offices in Washington face a high caseload, a recent vote from the Washington State Bar hopes to change that. Plus, meteorologist Tiffany Savona has your full forecast. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. The time is 5:59 on Monday, March 11th. So daylight saving time was yesterday, so we lost an hour of sleep. I hope you're all doing okay, hanging in there. Well, let's check in right away on your forecast with meteorologist Tiffany Savona. Tiffany, what are we seeing as we're waking up this morning or heading out the door?
We're dry this morning, Jessica. I know many of you probably need that extra cup of coffee on this Monday morning after losing that hour of sleep. Temperatures are currently in the 30s and 40s, so it's not too terribly cold out there right now. It's 41 in Tri-Cities, 45 in Connell, 40 in Walla Walla, 42 Prosser, 33 in Yakima. A little bit colder across the Yakima Valley. So as you head out the door, whether you're going to work or getting the kids off to school, you'll need the jacket, you'll need the sunglasses, and you'll need the umbrella. A little bit of everything today because we will start off with the sunshine this morning. Clouds will build and increase throughout the day. We're dry during the school day for the kids, and then by the time the evening commute arrives, I think that's when rain chances return. Temperatures rising into the upper 50s to around 60 degrees for many of us. Now we will see drier conditions return and a nice warm up in the 7-day forecast. We'll show you that coming up in a bit. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. And KitCom 911 is hoping voters will approve a 0.2% sales tax this spring to help them fix outdated infrastructure. That funding won't fix a shortage of 911 dispatchers, though. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell spoke with the supervisor at KitCom about what it's like to save lives behind the scenes and how you can do that too.
Being a 911 dispatcher means being the first line of defense in an emergency.
Handling everybody's worst day. I mean, you have to deal with a lot of emotions and a lot of stress that I don't think that a lot of people in a more regular job deals with.
But Supervisor Briar Johnson says she loves what she does.
There's something different every day. I like that you never know what you're going to answer the phone to, and it's not a boring job.
The minimum requirements to apply: being 18 years old, having a high school diploma or GED, being able to type 50 words per minute, and being able to pass a background check. There's paid on-the-job training, health benefits, and the starting pay at KitCom is more than $50,000 a year. But they're still understaffed. They say sometimes it's because people can't pass the background check. For others, it's a steep learning curve once they start.
I think that people get hung up in training and give up before they have the chance to succeed. So we're looking at trying to find ways to revamp the training program, make it a little bit easier to swallow.
But even once they're through, sometimes the pressure is too much.
You're taking people's lives in your hands. You don't have a job that you can really afford to make huge mistakes.
But Johnson says it's a job worth sticking around for.
I think there are a lot of people that have an interest in public safety and they think that their only option is law enforcement. I think that we get skipped over.
If you think being a 911 dispatcher could be an option for you, you can apply online at kitcom.org. In Ellensburg, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
KitCom officials say they're also looking at partnering with Central Washington University to offer internships to students to help with recruitment. And in fire news, a home in Pasco was destroyed after an afternoon fire Saturday. According to the Pasco Fire Department, firefighters were called to the 500 block of South 22nd Avenue just after 3:30 p.m. When firefighters arrived, they said they saw a single-family home on fire. Firefighters were able to determine that everyone had gotten out and the fire was under control within 20 minutes, but they say the home was destroyed. One person was taken to the hospital. Their current condition is not known at this time, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation. Also, less than 6 hours later, the Pasco Fire Department was able to put out a garage fire that left a home and its roof heavily damaged. Fire crews responded to the 500 block of North 15th Avenue just before 9:30 p.m. Saturday, where they said there were flames coming from a garage behind the home. When firefighters first arrived, they said they were told someone had gone back in the burning home to look for a dog, but nobody was in the house at the time of the search, and it was later determined the dog had managed to escape on its own. It has since been reunited with its family, and fire crews were able to put out the garage fire, but the flames had spread to an attic space above the garage. It took a little over 2 hours to put out the hot spots, and at this time, the cause of the fire is under investigation, but fire officials said nobody was hurt. And the Walla Walla Police Department said it's investigating a report of shots being fired in the 300 block of Catherine Street. Around 7 a.m. on Saturday, witnesses called for help after they said they could hear the sound of an argument and then 3 to 5 gunshots. When officers got to the scene, they said they did not find anybody with injuries, but they did find several handgun casings in the street. After talking to witnesses, investigators said they believe they have identified a possible person who may be involved but have not yet made an arrest. They also reported they found a handgun that may have been used in the shooting. If anybody has any information, they are encouraged to call the Walla Walla Police Department at the number, and it will be on our website, and it's on your screen now. And there's been an ongoing debate on how to manage Washington's court system, in particular the Office of Public Defense. While you have the constitutional right to a speedy trial and legal help no matter what crime has been allegedly committed, lawyers are expensive. Even if you cannot afford one, you still have the right to legal representation. But the lawyers who work on your behalf still have to be paid, which means in Washington, counties have to fund the Office of Public Defense. But the poorer a county is, the less likely it's that people can afford their own lawyers. Another issue is most kids don't dream of becoming a public defender when they grow up. While it's vital to the American justice system, it's demanding work and it's not glamorous. In response, the Washington State Bar Association's Board of Governors voted Friday to lower the number of cases that can be assigned to each public defender, hopefully making the position more attractive. While lowering the caseload would be good for public defense lawyers, it would mean a bigger price tag for counties because more public defenders would need to be hired to manage the same number of cases. There's a push to get the state Supreme Court to adopt these standards as well. These are the Washington State Bar Association's standards, the governing body for lawyers. But one thing that keeps coming up in regards to the debate is McCleary. McCleary references the state Supreme Court, this decision that the state must pay for basic education in schools, which means reading, writing, arithmetic, and there's a building movement that believes the state should pay more of the costs of the Office of Public Defense. A bill to make that happen from State Senator Nikki Torres proposed did not make it through the legislative session this year. The Washington Association of Counties has also sued the state, saying the state needs to do more to make sure the Office of Public Defense is adequately funded, but that has not made a whole lot of progress. The sentencing of Richard Aguirre is scheduled for later today. The former Pasco police officer was convicted of killing a woman in East Spokane in 1986. He was found guilty in a December trial. Aguirre's defense wanted the conviction to be reduced from first-degree murder to second-degree murder. The sentencing was supposed to happen in early February, but was delayed while the judge reconsidered the motion. Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, outbreaks of the measles have been happening all over the country, and now a medical facility in California is reporting about 300 people who may have been exposed to it. Looking outside, temperature has dropped a couple of degrees. It's 41 degrees now. Sunrise is at 7:16 this morning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
You got 4 days, and 4 days only to save like never before. During the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus, get 4 years no interest financing. But hurry, the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
When you need legal help, trust Quantum Legal. In football, your team can have a bad season. In real life, when you are having a bad season, you can call Quantum Legal. We're here for you in times of trouble, whether you need assistance with criminal defense, personal injury, or have been injured on the job. And with tens of millions of dollars collected on behalf of clients, we will find the best solution for your situation. Call us today at 509-783-5551 or visit us online at quantumlegal.com.
So do you guys need a ride to the Oscars after party? Well, funny you should ask. Can I drive? Not a chance.
Hi, Robin. Hi, Michael.
Careful, Lara. It's Anchorman Kid. Oscar
Oscars after party? Here we come. Good morning, America.
Let's get scratching. Let's get scratching.
Spring is in the air and creativity is blooming everywhere at Custer's 25th Annual Spring Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Join us as 150 artisans from across the Northwest display and sell their fine art, handcraft, and specialty foods. The variety and quality of work make this a must-see event. Single-day admission, only $8. Tickets on sale now at custershows.com. Custer's Spring Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Hapo Center in Pasco.
Before you head for the slopes, catch the Apple Valley News Now Northwest Ski Report. It's on air during weather, online at applevalleyNewsNow.com or on our mobile app. The Northwest Ski Report from Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Schweitzer Mountain Resort in Sandpoint, Idaho.
You've got 4 days, and 4 days only to save like never before. During the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Plus, get 4 years no interest financing. But hurry, the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
Stacy Lee, she's on your side. Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We go now to a health concern in Northern California. A medical facility in Sacramento is trying to contact about 300 people who were possibly exposed to measles. Doctors at UC Davis Health say a child was treated for the highly contagious disease on March 5th. Officials say the child had traveled abroad and was evaluated at the hospital's emergency room between noon and 5 p.m. Officials say people at the medical facility not vaccinated against measles or who are unsure of their vaccination status are at risk of getting the disease between 1 to 3 weeks after being exposed. Public health officials say they've seen an increase in measles cases in recent years. The Centers for Disease Control says so far there's been 45 cases in 17 states since the beginning of the year. And a drug to treat ALS may be pulled from the market. The manufacturer of Reliverio says the drug failed a large clinical trial. Amylyx Pharmaceuticals says after 48 weeks, the medication did not show significant improvement for ALS patients' ability to breathe, swallow, or speak. It also did not improve patient-reported quality of life, overall survival, or respiratory function. The company says for now, Reliverio is still available, but it has stopped promoting the drug. And about 30,000 people in the U.S. suffer from ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. Patients' nerves slowly deteriorate, interfering with the ability to move, speak, or even breathe. After symptoms first appear, patients have about 2 to 5 years left to live. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a new response team within the Richland Police Department hopes to support victims of domestic violence. Riley Fitzgerald tells us why the department felt they needed to build this team. That's coming up. And looking outside, temperature is 41 degrees. Sunrise is at 7:16. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have more details about how your week's going to look in that first alert full forecast. Don't go anywhere.
Washington's presidential primary is on March 12th. Get ready to participate and make sure you have reliable information you can trust. Visit sos.wa.gov/elections to learn more about voting in the presidential primary and how your state and local election workers keep our elections secure. The vote starts with you.
Sponsored by the Office of the Secretary of State and aired in cooperation with the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Tempur-Pedic designed the Ergo Pro Smart Base to help you fall asleep more easily. It's the only smart base that features our exclusive Soundscape mode that synchronizes a gentle massage with relaxing sounds to help you drift peacefully off to sleep.
Get a free $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
When you get hurt on the job, you never know if you're going to get paid by Labor and Industries. Let Bothwell and Hamill fight on your behalf for your workers' comp. We can often increase your compensation. The sooner you call us, the better. If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill.
Life can be hard. With Culligan, your water doesn't have to be.
One county animal shelter turns down $75,000 in annual funding from a nearby city.
We're just trying to focus on keeping ourselves sustainable.
Riley Fitzgerald digs deeper for the answer. Apple Valley News Now's Good Morning Northwest. Watch Wednesday from 5 to 7.
Lights.
Camera.
Oscars. Today, it's lives after the Oscar show. From the red carpet to exclusive backstage interviews, plus movie parodies.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
A view of the Palouse like no other. Fly the Northwest Tuesday. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Good morning and welcome back. At this time last week, we were about to see the sunrise. It was much brighter out there, but because we lost that hour of sleep this weekend, I know you're probably still recovering. It's still dark out there. Sun doesn't rise until 7:16 in the Tri-Cities. Sunset just before 7 o'clock. So that is always nice this time of year. It is on the chilly side, but not too terribly cold out there. That's because we did have some clouds move in and out overnight. So 41 in the Tri-Cities, 45 in Connell. It's 40 in Walla Walla, 45 in Prosser, 34 in Hermiston. So a little bit colder into Northeast Oregon, and 33 in the Yakima Valley. So you will need to bundle up this morning. You're not going to need the umbrella this morning, but you want to take it with you because rain will push in later today, depending on where you're located. Satellite and radar showing showers already pushing onshore onto the coast of Washington and also the coast of Oregon. Now the snow is going to ramp up across the mountains later on tonight and during the day tomorrow. Winter weather advisories in effect for the east slopes of the Cascades. 6 to 18 inches will be possible above 3,000 feet overnight and during the day tomorrow. So keep that in mind if you plan on traveling to Seattle. You'll have to check out the mountain passes. 6 to 10 feet above 2,500 feet into Oregon, and 12 to 18 inches, not feet, 12 to 18 inches above 3,500 feet overnight and during the day tomorrow. So here's our future cast. We'll start off with the sunshine, but the clouds will be increasing throughout the day. By noon, we may see a couple of showers move into the Kittitas and also Yakima valleys, but the rest of us still dry. So if you're going out for lunch, you're not going to need the umbrella, but if you're going out for dinner and by the evening commute, that's when the light rain will be pushing in from the west. May hold off along the foothills of the Blues until you get home, but we are looking at that light rain to push in late day. Temperatures will be rising into the lower 50s the farther west you are. A little bit cooler there because the rain pushes in earlier. 60 in Tri-Cities, 59 Hermiston, and 58 degrees in Walla Walla. That light rain will persist overnight tonight, but notice how the rain becomes more scattered overnight, and that snow continues to fall along the east slopes of the Cascades overnight and into your Tuesday. Temperatures drop into the upper 30s and lower 40s by tomorrow morning. Now tomorrow, we'll see a few spotty showers here and there. Notice the activity is scattered, so it's not going to rain all day long, and any rain that falls will be on the light side today, tonight, and tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a touch cooler, and it will be a breezy day. Highs in the mid to upper 50s. But once we get past tomorrow, we'll see a pattern change. And that pattern change really works in our favor. High pressure builds in. And look at these numbers. We're talking about 60s, mid to upper 60s this weekend in the Tri-Cities, mid to upper 60s in Yakima. So great weather finally falls on the weekend. Great if you're going to be celebrating St. Patrick's Day outdoors. Walla Walla, 58 today, 56 tomorrow. And then we'll start to see drier weather move in by the middle of the week. Upper 50s by Thursday, 60s return Friday. Hermiston 59 today with rain late day. couple of spotty showers possible tomorrow, and then 60s return Thursday. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. And the Richland Police Department rolled out a new team recently. Riley Fitzgerald joins us live in studio this morning. Good morning, Riley. So how is this new response team going to affect the people in our community?
Good morning, Jessica. The RPD announced it has launched a new team to get ahead of the curve of domestic violence in the Richland community. According to the Richland Police Department, the team has 3 dedicated
The Richland Police
officers.
Department calls the Domestic Violence Response Team DVERT for short.
According to the Richland Police Department, the team has 3 dedicated officers, Officers Anderson, Ruby, and Shelby, who are going to be going through extensive training to support survivors of domestic violence.
The Richland Police Department calls the Domestic Violence Response Team DVERT for short, and it's a resource that the community has been needing.
It impacts our community greatly. As we know, it's an underreported offense. We do see that it is a continuous offense.
DVERT is meant to provide comprehensive support to those affected by domestic violence in our community. It's made up of 3 RPD patrol officers who volunteered for the role.
They are patrol officers, so they are still responsible for their assigned duties as patrol officers. They've just volunteered to step up and conduct the follow-up needed. So they work with our SARC, with our domestic violence advocates, with our prosecutor's office, and they do follow up with our victims to ensure that any injuries that weren't identified initially are followed up on, or just any resources that they may need are given to them afterwards.
Commander Christopher Mason says the team attends extra training focused on DV, like most recently a domestic violence summit and conference in Spokane. Soon the team will go through interview-based training and evidence collection training. According to Commander Mason, domestic violence is a complex issue that requires a multifaceted approach with thorough investigation.
So we have the initial incident that happens, we have the investigation that occurs on scene or post-incident, and then we have the follow-up. And that's what we're trying to work up on, is that we understand that this is a complex problem, that this doesn't happen just overnight.
And for people who have been affected by domestic violence, he says it's not their fault.
And those that are victims, we want them to understand that it's not their fault. And I think it's important for everyone to understand that those that are victims of violence, it's not their fault. Often there is shame and confusion that's assigned to these events, and we want them to know that we're here to help them and to provide them the resources available.
The team started in mid-February, and Commander Mason says it's the only team like it in the Tri-Cities.
Commander Mason says domestic violence often goes unreported, but there are resources for people available. Find information on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. In studio, I'm Riley Fitzgerald. Jessica, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Riley. And when we return on Good Morning Northwest, in just under a month, a celestial event that occurs only once every 20 years or so is set to take over the skies. We'll tell you how to get the best look next.
This is Ford Truck Month with amazing offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks. Get to Ford Truck Month. Lock in a 6-year rate. Get 1.9% for $72 on a 2023 F-150 only at your local Ford dealer.
When a rookie stunt driver meets the trainer who thought he'd seen it all. Again. There's bound to be action. But this is no ordinary blockbuster. It's a Nissan sales event ad, so you better act fast. Don't miss your chance to drive away in a new Nissan.
Let's roll.
Hurry into the Nissan Thrill of the Drive sales event.
Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue, or get 2.9% financing for 36 months on Frontier.
Stan, you're right. The only thing better than video games
are virtual reality video games.
Especially when you're in a player versus player battle arena.
And you're right about Hollowgate being another fun thing you could do at Triple Play.
Yes, I win another round.
That makes Roy 9, Stan 3.
Epic comeback incoming.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
If I wasn't too big to fit in there, I'd whoop them both.
Washington's presidential primary is on March 12th. Get ready to participate and make sure you have reliable information you can trust. Visit sos.wa.gov/elections to learn more about voting in the presidential primary and how your state and local election workers keep our elections secure. The vote starts with you.
Sponsored by the Office of the Secretary of State and aired in cooperation with the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Welcome to Premier Woodworks, your premier source for custom cabinetry and full-service interior design. Our custom designs are brought to life with 3D images to help you visualize the final result. Our high-quality cabinetry is crafted with care and attention to detail. From kitchen and bath design to remodel project management, we're here to make your dream space a reality. Premier Woodworks, located at 109 North Washington Street in Kennewick.
This is Ford Truck Month with amazing offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks. Get to Ford Truck Month. Lock in a 6-year rate. Get 1.9% for 72 on a 2023 F-150 only at your local Ford dealer.
Hello there. Watch Live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back. Check this out. If you missed the last total solar eclipse visible in the U.S. in 2017, you'll soon have another opportunity to witness this phenomenon on Monday, April 8th. So a total solar eclipse will pass over Mexico, the U.S., and Canada. Jen Sullivan talks to a travel expert about where to go and the best way to experience it.
Do you still have those special solar eclipse viewing glasses? You may have another opportunity to use them. On April 8th, a total solar eclipse will be visible to millions of people in North America, 32 million in the U.S. alone.
I saw the last solar eclipse, and there is really something magical.
Expedia travel expert Melanie Fish says this eclipse will be visible in more areas than the Great American Eclipse in 2017.
This time, the solar eclipse covers a much more populated path of totality. So that means a lot more people are going to have a chance to see it.
A solar eclipse is when the moon passes between the sun and the earth, casting a shadow on the earth that fully or partially blocks the sun's light, creating darkness like this during the day. Mexico's Pacific coast will experience the total eclipse first. Then the path enters the U.S. and goes up to Newfoundland, Canada. People in 15 states will be able to view the phenomenon, and lodging is already in high demand.
Availability is getting tight for hotels to stay in and vacation rentals in the path of totality.
This year's rare sight falls around spring break, which is already a popular time to travel. So book accommodations, flights, and car rentals now. For those who have the week off, Fish suggests planning an entire trip around the solar eclipse. So pick a place where there are other things to see and do. Most importantly, plan ahead.
Don't just wing it and hit the road and say, I'm going to drive to wherever the eclipse is.
I'm Jen Sullivan.
After April 8th, the next total solar eclipse visible across the U.S. won't happen until August 23rd, 2044. And coming up on Good Morning Northwest, President Biden and former President Trump held dueling campaign events this weekend in Georgia, the battleground state that secured Biden's victory in 2020. And the Israeli army initiated strikes on both southern and central Gaza over the weekend, ahead of what most Muslims consider the beginning of the holy month of Ramadan.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the rain and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Indulge in Legends Casino's seafood buffet experience. Discover a feast of premium crab legs, succulent shrimp, and an array of delectable ocean-inspired dishes. Elevate your evenings with Legends Seafood Buffet every Thursday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m.
This week is Fantasy Suites.
Everything with Joey feels so natural.
I don't understand what this is. This is like my worst nightmare.
So we spend a third of our lives sleeping. Shouldn't we try to get the best sleep possible? That's why Denver Mattress is all about that sleep life. And during the 4-day super sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit Firm for only $299.99 or save $300 on any Telluride. Plus 4 years no interest, no down payment, and free shipping. Improve your sleep life one night at a time, only at Denver Mattress. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
For 600 different cigars and 120 fine pipe tobaccos, it's the Educated Cigar. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado, it's the Educated Cigar. For 200 accessories, including dozens of humidors and fine pipes, it's the Educated Cigar. At the Educated Cigar, you can enjoy your favorite adult beverage and food from the on-site bar and restaurant while smoking and viewing the big game. Family owned and operated since 1998, open 7 days a week.
Shelby's Floral, your homegrown neighbor with worldwide connections for over 45 years. Shelby's, more than just a flower shop, specializing in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. We're unique, and we're here for all of life's occasions, all year long. Shelby's Floral at the corner of Clearwater and Edison in Kennewick. Stop by today and let our experienced designers help you with all of your floral needs. Shelby's Floral.
Get a great deal on a great-looking lawn and a really comfortable ride. Introducing Kubota Z200 Series mowers with a new K-Ride comfort system. Designed to optimize your ride so you have everything you need to glide your way to a perfectly manicured lawn. Right now, get a Kubota Z200 mower for 0 down, 0% APR for 48 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, both the Trump and Biden campaigns are stepping up their efforts, holding competing events in the battleground state of Georgia over the weekend. And President Biden calls on Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to pay more attention to the innocent lives lost in Gaza, as the Prime Minister declares the invasion of Rafah will continue. Plus, meteorologist Tiffany Savona has your full forecast. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. The time is 6:31 on Monday, March 11th. So yesterday was daylight saving time. So do we get an hour extra of sunlight today? Let's check in with our meteorologist, Tiffany Savona, to get that information. Tiffany, what's going on today?
The sunsets are going to be later, but so are also the sunrises. So I know it's tough to get the kids up when it's dark outside. It's still dark out there right now. Our sunrise isn't until 7:16 rather, but look at the sunset, 6:58. So those late sunsets are always nice as we go into the spring season. Right now, temperatures are in the 30s and 40s, a little bit colder where we have seen less in the way of cloud cover. The Yakima Valley, 33, 27 in Ellensburg. We're at 41 in Tri-Cities and 34 degrees in Hermiston. So you will need the coat this morning. You won't need to use the umbrella during your morning drive and as you walk into work, but you will need that umbrella this evening as rain will be pushing in later today. So take that umbrella with you, and that rain could slow you down a little bit during your evening drive, but at least it will be a seasonable mid-March afternoon with highs in the mid to upper 50s. We may crack 60 in the Tri-Cities. We will see a very nice warm up by the end of the week and into the weekend. We'll show you that good look at 7-day forecast coming up in a bit. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. The 2024 election showdown is in full swing with President Joe Biden in New Hampshire today after he and his GOP rival Donald Trump faced off in competing campaign rallies this weekend in the battleground state of Georgia. It's one of 8 planned visits to swing states for President Biden in the wake of his State of the Union address. ABC's M. Nguyen has more.
President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump in dueling campaign rallies this weekend. Both rivals in the critical swing state of Georgia, laying out the stakes for this election.
Our freedoms are literally on the ballot this November.
The president aiming to lock in the image of a feisty commander-in-chief projected at his State of the Union address. Biden continuing the themes raised, the fight for democracy and reinstating Roe v. Wade and increasing taxes on the wealthy. Biden pointing to his predecessor who is rallying in Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's district.
Donald Trump has a different constituency. Here's a guy who's kicking off his general election campaign on the road up with Marjorie Taylor Greene. It can tell you a lot about a person who he keeps company with.
the ex-president taking aim at the president's immigration policies.
The border is the biggest problem. I think it's one of the biggest problems, the greatest threat to the history of our country.
Trump is looking to win the battleground state of Georgia, where he lost to Biden in 2020 and now faces criminal charges for his efforts to overturn his election defeat. Our new poll, completed after Biden's address last week, shows Trump holding a 3-point lead over the president. But 30% say they trust neither candidate. Biden's campaign launching a $30 million ad blitz, touting his accomplishments and joking about his age.
Look, I'm not a young guy. That's no secret.
A day after the president's visit to the swing state of Pennsylvania.
But here's the deal. I understand how to get things done for the American people.
Prepares to build a temporary pier in Gaza to bring much-needed support to the war-torn region. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he'll move ahead with plans to invade Rafah in South Gaza, even though President Biden says he would consider this a, quote, red line. Today marks the start of the holy month of Ramadan for most Muslims, but over the weekend, Israeli strikes hit parts of southern and central Gaza, killing scores of people and injuring others. And it's according to the Palestinian news agency. President Biden says while Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has the right to defend his country from Hamas, he also needs to, quote, pay more attention to the innocent lives lost in Gaza.
Must pay more attention to the innocent lives being lost as a consequence of the actions taken. He's hurting, in my view, he's hurting Israel more than helping Israel.
Netanyahu, defending his policies in Gaza, says he's unclear about Biden's comment on the matter.
If he meant by that I'm pursuing private policies against the majority, the wish of the majority of Israelis, and that this is hurting the interests of Israel, then he's wrong on both counts.
In a White House statement released Sunday night, President Biden said, quote, the suffering of the Palestinian people will be front of mind for many. It is front of mind for me. And according to CNN, a member of Hamas spoke with them and said there are, quote, no dates yet for negotiators to go back to Cairo and discuss a potential ceasefire in Gaza. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, you can help find out if the truth really is out there as the U.S. military is developing portable UFO detection kits to collect better data on sighting reports. Looking outside, it's getting a little lighter. Sunrise is at 7:16 this morning. Temperature is 41 degrees, but meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have more details in that full forecast. We'll be right back.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get a new phone without having to trade in your old one.
Trade you my PB&J for that phone.
No, kid, you don't have to trade. See? $830 off any phone at US Cellular. No trade-in needed.
Boom. Chocolate milk.
I'll take the chocolate milk.
US Cellular, built for us.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is celebrating 29 years with a $150,000 anniversary Jeep giveaway. Beep beep, win a Jeep for $20,000 cash. Play with your Club Wildcard to earn entries every day, or download our mobile app. Play the game and win bonus Jeep entries. Play with your Club Wildcard to earn entries and win up to $1,600 every Friday and Saturday. Then drive off in a new Jeep Wrangler or take home $20,000 cash on Saturday, March 30. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. More winners, more often. Celebrating 29 years.
In the heart of winter, when the temperatures are becoming frigid, there's a fire within some that refuses to be extinguished. But what happens when the call of adventure clashes with silence? That's when the real power of determination shines through. We're here when you need us. Batteries Plus. Awaken your drive.
Need a new furry pal? It's Operation Best Friend from Apple Valley News Now. Each Wednesday, we'll feature lovable pets from area shelters wanting forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Windermere Group 1 and Apple Valley News Now.
So, what did we learn today? That Spectrum One gives people everything that they need at a great price. And what are those things?
Super fast internet.
Comes with it, yes.
A line of unlimited mobile.
Now we're cooking, yes, comes with it.
Free advanced Wi-Fi.
Also comes with it. What else do people want, guys?
A sense of purpose and direction in life.
It does come with state-of-the-art security features, which is kind of like the same thing.
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month with free advanced Wi-Fi and a free line of unlimited mobile for 12 months. Call, click, or visit a Spectrum store today.
Want to test drive U.S. Cellular's network free for 30 days?
Here we go.
Hey, I wonder if U.S. Cellular lets me stream in my rec room. Yep, it's working.
Test drive U.S. Cellular's award-winning network free for 30 days.
I'm not going to tell you how you feel about this job.
Somebody save me.
Only you know that.
911, what's your emergency?
I can't find Captain Nash and his wife's cruise ship. We're gonna make it out of here. We gotta work together.
No one's actually called for help.
Maybe because they can't. I love you, husband.
Somebody save me.
911 comes to ABC Thursday, 8/7 Central, and stream on Hulu.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. So the U.S. military is developing portable UFO detection kits to collect better data on reports of sightings. That's even though the Pentagon says there is no evidence of extraterrestrial technology or alien life. The sensor and detection system is called Gremlin. Officials are looking to send them to sites with reports of unidentified objects. Authorities said approximately 1,200 cases have been reported, and they say they get an average of 100 new cases each month and clear roughly the same number. The UFO detection kits are currently being tested at a range in Texas. Interesting. Well, coming up on Good Morning Northwest, there's a new way to report a lost pet that's a lot faster than running around town posting flyers. We'll tell you about it coming up. And getting even lighter, temperature is 41 degrees. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona has your first alert full forecast next.
6 o'clock, bogey. Did you say burger? Because I can go for a burger. I'm not talking about burger. Roger that. Fire now.
Need burger? Get burger. It's back. Spicy Western Bacon Cheeseburger.
Have you tried to reach your internet company lately?
Your wait time will be 45 minutes.
At Washington Broadband, we have techs right here in Yakima, so you have a friend to help you through your technology issues. We even have after-hours help.
Washington Broadband, how can I help you?
In this difficult time when every other business is raising their prices, we still haven't in 28 years of serving Yakima, not even fuel charges. We will be your consistent local internet. Washington Broadband, your original hometown source to the world.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Knowing these laws sets my truck wreck team apart. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck? Our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with the product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with the limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the rain and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Listen up. You've got 4 days and 4 days only to save like never before. During the 4-day super sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. No limit. You'll also find huge savings on sofas and sectionals, dining tables and chairs, bedrooms, and much, much more. Plus, get 4 years no interest financing. But don't wait. The 4-day super sale at Furniture Row ends Monday.
Good news. For years, Washington Realtors embraced some of the most consumer-friendly practices in the nation, putting fairness and transparency at the heart of the home buying process, providing clients with the duties of their real estate broker in the transaction, along with a written agreement explaining the cost of brokerage services, and receiving and signing this agreement up front. Now, these principles are not just industry standard, they're state law. Transparency in real estate, brought to you by Washington Realtors. Is your broker a realtor?
Yeah! Oh boy, look at that Carl's Jr. burger. Bacon, jalapenos, beef, cheese, bacon, beef. $5 on the app? What? Another burger. Lettuce, cheese, melty, delicious pickle. You gotta be kidding. Barbecue sauce, strip, crunchy onion rings. $5? I'm burger rich. Need burger? Get burger. Yeah!
Stacy Lee. She's on your side. Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It's finally getting a little bit brighter outside. It's taken a while this morning because we did have that time change this past weekend. So we get the later sunrises, unfortunately, but we do get the later sunset. So the official sunrise today, 7:16. We got about a half an hour to go, and that sun will set just before 7 o'clock. So that's always nice as we head into the spring and summer months. Right now, it is chilly out there, and temperatures kind of all over the map because we have had some passing clouds. So where we're starting off with less cloud cover, it's a bit colder. Yakima, Kittitas Valleys, that's where temperatures are in the 20s and even 30s. 41 in the Tri-Cities, 40 degrees at Hanford, 34 in Hermiston, 36 Pendleton, so a little bit colder across northeastern Oregon, and we're at 40 degrees in Walla Walla. Here's what you could expect today. We are going to be tracking our next storm system. It's already moving onto the coast of Washington and Oregon. So the rain will arrive in the Columbia Basin later on today. Now, we still have this upper level storm system overhead tomorrow. You can clearly see that dip in the jet stream. So a few showers will be possible tomorrow, and then we'll see a pattern change that's going to work in our favor by Wednesday as this ridge of high pressure develops off to the south and west. That'll build in and strengthen, and that means a warm up for us by the end of the week and into the weekend with dry conditions. But until then, we do have some wet weather in the forecast. In fact, across the east slopes of the Cascades, winter weather advisories have been posted, and the snow will really pick up in intensity tonight and tomorrow. 6 to 18 inches of snow above 3,000 feet. So keep in mind, if you are going to be traveling up to Seattle along I-90, you will need to check those pass reports, especially Snoqualmie Pass overnight tonight and during the day tomorrow. 6 to 10 inches above 2,500 feet into Oregon, 12 to 18 inches above 3,500 feet. So if you're traveling tonight or tomorrow across the passes, be sure to just check whether they're open or not and what the conditions are like before heading out. Our futurecast computer model showing partly cloudy this morning. I think we'll start off with the sunshine. Clouds will increase and build during the afternoon. Here we are at lunchtime. We may see a couple of showers move into the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. Otherwise, we're still dry. But once we get closer to 4 and 5 o'clock, when you're going to be heading home from work, you will need that umbrella as light rain pushes through. Temperatures today around 60 in the Tri-Cities, a little bit colder out west where the rain will push in a little bit earlier, 52 in Yakima, 58 in Walla Walla. Tonight, the light rain continues. It'll be steady for many of us. And then once we get past midnight, the rain becomes a bit more scattered out there as temperatures drop into the 30s and 40s by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, with that upper level storm system overhead, can't rule out a couple of passing showers, but notice there's not a ton of green on the map. So you'll need to keep that umbrella with you tomorrow. However, it certainly won't rain all day long. Temperatures will be knocked down a few degrees, mid and upper 50s, and tomorrow will be a breezy day. We could see wind gusts as high as 40 miles per hour. So once we get past today and tomorrow, the weather will improve. 58 on Wednesday. Look at all these 60s, mid 60s by the weekend. Looking great for St. Patrick's Day. Yakima 52 today on the cooler side, 53 tomorrow, and then the 60s return on Friday. Walla Walla, we have that chance for rain later on today and tonight, continuing tomorrow. Breezy on Tuesday, 60s return Friday. In Hermiston, we have that chance for showers later today, but drying out by the middle of the week. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. The Tri-Cities Animal Shelter in Pasco is rolling out a new and improved way to report lost pets. According to shelter officials, everything's now online. The website lists the number of lost pet reports, found pet reports, and the number of animals who have been returned to their owners. Since the site first launched in mid-January, almost 50 animals have been reunited with their owners. Officials say the original idea came from a different shelter all the way in Florida.
Actually came about as a result of just a need that we saw. Our staff had been relying heavily on paper lost and found forms, which created a lot more paperwork than we needed, and it was also harder to find those pets because you would have to go through a book and flip through each page. So we decided, why don't we just do an online reporting? And we worked with our GIS team over at the city, and they were able to create an online form that then took the data from the form and mapped it.
The website services or serves the whole Tri-Cities metro area. The new online tool can be found at animalsheltertc.com. Also over the weekend, the state championship of the national archery in the schools program was hosted in Kennewick for the very first time. It began Friday at the Benton County Fairgrounds, featuring over 700 archers from across the state. Both the state championship in the Bullseye and the IBO 3D Challenge were up for grabs over the weekend. Connell Elementary's Aubriel Shaver finished 9th among middle school girls, while Connell High School's Dalston and Karsten Schwendeman both finished in the top 10 in the high school boys competition.
It was really good. First people to shoot. My 10 meter was good. I shot a 48, and then a 50. And then I backed up and things got a little rough, but I still got a 269, 268 overall. So that's pretty good.
And that's out of how much?
300.
These students are coming from all across the state, from Spokane, Clarkston, Linden, Centralia, Seattle, all over the place. They're coming here to see who's the best archer.
Athletes received scholarships, awards, and the chance to qualify for the national championship scheduled for April in Utah. Scholarships range from $500 to $1,500, plus offers support for post-secondary education or training programs upon high school graduation. We'll be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast, but first, here's a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
Hi everybody, it's Lara Spencer, and in this GMA First Look, we are backstage at the Oscars with the night's biggest winners. Here's a sneak peek.
And the Oscar goes to Emma Stone.
Will you miss Bella now that this journey?
I have since the day we wrapped filming. Getting to play her was really the greatest acting experience I've ever had. So I've already been missing her for a long time, but this is really a very beautiful honor for Bella. I'm really so grateful for it. It's not about me. It's about a team that came together to make something greater than the sum of its parts.
And that is just the beginning. There was so much happening on stage and so much happiness back here backstage after those huge wins, and we will have it all for you. With your GMA First Look, I'm Lara Spencer.
When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off. With Dupixent, show off your clearer skin and less itch, because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time right now is 6:52. We'll get to your first alert forecast in just a moment, but we begin with a look at this morning's top stories. Starting off, Kitcom 911 is hoping voters will approve a 0.2% sales tax this spring to help them fix outdated infrastructure. However, that funding won't fix a shortage of 911 dispatchers. Officials say they need more candidates as they currently have their supervisors filling in. In order to apply, you have to be at least 18 with a high school diploma or GED. Officials say the pay and benefits are competitive along with paid on-the-job training. But potential candidates do have to pass a background check, psychological exam, and polygraph test. A home in Pasco was destroyed after an afternoon fire Saturday. According to the Pasco Fire Department, firefighters were called to the 500 block of South 22nd Avenue just after 3:30 p.m. When firefighters arrived, they said they saw a single-family home on fire, and firefighters made sure everybody was out and the fire was under control within 20 minutes, but they say the home was destroyed. One person was taken to the hospital. Their current condition is not known at this time, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation. And less than 6 hours later, the Pasco Fire Department put out a garage fire that left a home and its roof heavily damaged. Fire crews responded to the 500 block of North 15th Avenue Saturday, and crews were able to put out the garage fire, but flames had spread to an attic space above the garage, and it took a little over 2 hours to put out the hot spots. At this time, the cause of this fire is under investigation as well, and fire officials said nobody was hurt. The State Bar Association held a vote Friday that would limit how many cases can be assigned to public defenders. According to advocates, it's absolutely necessary to cut down the caseload assigned to lawyers who defend people who cannot afford their own counsel. But county officials say they're already having problems finding enough public defenders to keep up with the demand from the courts, and this ruling could stretch their budgets too far. The sentencing of Richard Aguirre is scheduled for later today. The former Pasco police officer was convicted of killing a woman in East Spokane in 1986. He was found guilty in a December trial. Aguirre's defense wanted the conviction to be reduced from first-degree murder to second-degree murder. The sentencing was supposed to happen in early February, but was delayed while the judge reconsidered the motion. RPD announced it has launched a domestic violence response team. The department calls it DVERT for short, and DVERT is meant to provide comprehensive support to those affected by domestic violence in our community. According to the Richland Police Department, domestic violence is a complex issue that requires a multifaceted approach. And Commander Christopher Mason says domestic violence often goes unreported, but there are resources available. Oregon Governor Tina Kotek will sign a bill to recriminalize possession of certain drugs. It comes roughly 3 years after the state became the first in the nation to decriminalize possession and personal use of all drugs. Oregon voters decriminalized various hard drugs in a 2020 ballot initiative that took effect in 2021. Relaxing certain penalties for drug possession, the new law will make possession of a small amount of drugs, such as fentanyl and heroin, a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 6 months in jail. The new law takes effect on September 1st.
It's finally getting brighter out there as we approach the official sunrise at 7:16. Sunrise an hour later, but so are those sunsets now since yesterday with the time change, 6:58, just before 7 o'clock. And we will see the sunshine this morning, but those clouds will thicken up throughout the day. Most of today, the daytime hours will be dry. That rain will push in later on by the evening commute. So take the umbrella to work just in case. Temperatures starting off in the 30s, 20s, even in the Yakima and Kittitas valleys. Not quite as cold across the mid-Columbia and also the foothills of the Blues, where temperatures have fallen into the upper 30s and lower 40s. We're dry right now, but our next storm system starting to push onshore, so we will see those rain chances going up by the time you're heading home from work. Temperatures today, lower 50s, where the rain will push in a little bit earlier across our western communities. Highs around 60 in the Tri-Cities, and then mid and upper 50s along the foothills of the Blues. Tonight, that rain will continue. We'll stay on the light side, 44 degrees. The wind will start to increase tonight, and it's going to be a breezy day tomorrow. Temperatures knock down a few degrees. Few showers possible on and off throughout the day tomorrow, but look at that wind. We could see gusts as high as 40 miles per hour. Once we get beyond tomorrow, the forecast looking stellar. Look at those numbers. We're gradually rising into the middle 60s by the weekend. Yakima 52 today, 53 tomorrow. We'll be close to 60 on Thursday. And then Walla Walla, a chance for showers later on today, continuing tomorrow 60s this weekend. And the 60s arrive in Hermiston on Thursday. We just got to look forward to the end of the week and the weekend, Jessica.
And Tiffany, I am definitely looking forward to those mid to high 60s. Well, thank you, and thank you for waking up with us and watching Good Morning Northwest. We'll see you back here at 5.